hang it up, hang it up. I'm not being biased. If I'm 100, if Tank got his ass whooped, I'm gonna say, you know what? He got his ass whooped.
You know, that Tank is over. He had the lessons, getting his lessons of what he got to do, take us the rest of the way.
This former world champion boxer is accusing Gervonta Davis of ruining the sport.
Floyd Mayweather has revealed why this is the end of Gervonta Davis. He said that Tank's recent fight against Lamont Roach clearly shows that he has lost his charm and he no longer has the hunger to become one of the best boxers in the world.
His ass whooped. Easy fight from what I see. And did the guy come out aggressive? I'll say it probably was 4 rounds the guy could have got, but 8 rounds he's getting outboxed. Turn. The name of the game is boxing. The name of the game is not slugging, because when the fight game is over, when boxing is all over, and you hang it up like me.
Meanwhile, Tank Davis has openly expressed his belief that Floyd Mayweather never wanted any fighter to surpass him. In an interview, Davis stated, "Floyd never wanted nobody to be better than him, any fighter." This sentiment reflects Davis's perception of Mayweather's attitude towards potential successors in the boxing world. The dynamics between a mentor and protege can be complex, especially when the protege's success begins to rival that of the mentor. Davis's comment suggests a tension rooted in competitiveness and the desire for legacy preservation.
First of all, Floyd don't never want to see no one like a fighter do better than them. Why the say Terence Crawford should fight Benavidez? That don't make no fucking sense. He don't never want to see nobody be better than him. I'm telling you.
Who's next in line? This one, next in line.
Is there like a...
The last question, guys.
Is there like a love-hate for like
yeah.
fighter?
Yeah, I love the fighter. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if he was like chill, like he'll be the smoothest. But he's not. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter. And my bad. And
you're good, man.
And he because I don't want to say like he's just a scumbag, but it's like he's a great fighter, and sometimes he can be good, but it's like it's always I'm this.
Paulie Malignaggi, a former two-weight world champion, has criticized Gervonta Davis, asserting that Tank has ruined boxing. Malignaggi's comments highlight a broader discourse on the state of boxing and the influence of contemporary fighters on the sport's integrity. Such critiques often stem from concerns about the commercialization of boxing and the perceived deviation from its traditional values. Malignaggi's perspective adds to the ongoing debate about the direction in which modern boxing is heading.
This former world champion boxer is accusing Gervonta Davis of ruining the sport. What do you guys think? And who do you think the former world champion is? It's none other than Paulie Malignaggi, or I don't know how to say his name, honestly. I just know that he had that whole thing with Conor McGregor, and then he couldn't even beat Artem Lobov in bare knuckle boxing. So take his words with a grain of salt. But obviously, I do agree with him to some extent. Gervonta Davis has all the skills in the world, but he's not taking the most competitive fights, you know? Lamont Roach, if he had made 4 or 5 defenses at 135, you'd be selling me a little bit. I'd be curious. But no, you're just recycling the same champion. You're not even progressing. You're killing the sport to line your pockets. I defend the sport. I want the best matchups possible. You're not going to entertain me with the B-level matchups just because they're pay-per-views, which makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean? I'm not paying for it. You know, I'm going to stream it like I would think most people are. But yeah, Gervonta Davis, I wouldn't say he's ruining the sport. I think Floyd Mayweather ruined the sport because every boxer after him just wants to get the easiest fight with the most amount of money.
Pros have claimed that Floyd Mayweather was jealous of Tank Davis. This allegation points to a possible strain in their relationship, suggesting that Mayweather's competitive nature may have extended beyond the ring into his mentorship. Jealousy in mentor-protege relationships can lead to conflicts, especially when the protege's rising prominence threatens the mentor's legacy.
You actually need to be thankful that your product got pushed out there, because had it not been, Tank might have been fighting in rinky-dink boxing clubs, bruh. We may have never got the opportunity to know who Tank Davis really was. So let's go ahead and start there. Now, Tank, early on, you heard him. He only getting about 10 racks a fight. Floyd is making it to where, yeah, I'm going to get your mama out this hood, but I'm going to have you on your knees crawling back to me. You feel me? You're going to have to get in where you fit in to really earn this bag the same way I did. But what I think was happening was I think that Floyd Mayweather Jr., was getting a little tad bit jealous of Tank. He saw the potential. He knew what dude was capable of. And when you got a fighter like Tank Davis, you don't put him in a position to take a L. You put him in a position to win every fight, to grow the brand. Ultimately, this is your product. Ultimately, you're getting money off of this.
Following Gervonta Davis's bout against Roach, many fans expressed disappointment, questioning Davis's boxing abilities. Observers noted that Roach, a relatively lesser-known boxer, managed to challenge Davis significantly, leading to concerns about Davis's preparedness and skill level. This unexpected performance gap has sparked discussions about Davis's training regimen, focus, and future prospects in the sport. Fans and analysts alike are now reevaluating their expectations of Davis's career trajectory.
So Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach goes to a majority decision draw, with Tank retaining his WBA lightweight title. Now, I did not score this fight a draw. I had it 7-5 to Lamont Roach. I thought he had the ring generalship and effective pressure. He was landing the jab and effective combinations. Tank, as usual, had a very low output, and he was relying on one big shot. I gave Roach the first 3 rounds, Tank the next 3 rounds, and then Roach 4 the last 6 rounds to win the fight. Not to mention, Tank did take a knee in the middle of the fight. By rule, that should have been considered a knockdown. Yes, it was to get his mouthpiece, and that's why they didn't rule it a knockdown. But anytime a fighter takes a knee, that's a knockdown. And that would have given Roach 1 more point to win the fight. Now, I'm sure they'll run it back. Lamont Roach absolutely deserves a rematch. He just had the fight of his life. He wasn't scared to go toe-to-toe with Tank. Landing his combinations, the bigger counters, and the more effective shots. He definitely deserves a second payday. Now, in the co-main event, Gary Antoine Russell put on an amazing performance. I think he won 11 or 12 rounds against Rayo Valenzuela. Great hand speed, good combinations, masterclass to win the WBA title. And then in the featured bout, Alberto Puello beat Sandor Martin to retain his WBC title. He landed the cleaner left hands, definitely won the last 2 to 3 rounds to edge the fight. But overall, good card. I do think Roach won the fight though.
The boxing community has observed a double standard regarding career moves. When Floyd Mayweather left Bob Arum's promotion, it was deemed acceptable. However, when Gervonta Davis sought to leave Mayweather Promotions, he was labeled disrespectful. This discrepancy highlights the complexities fighters face when making career decisions. The differing reactions suggest that industry perceptions are influenced by a fighter's status and the narratives constructed around their choices.
When Floyd left Bob Arum, it's good for them to do it and become their own boss. And then if another guy does it, it's not good for the sport. He's disloyal. And what's wrong with Tank saying he want to be his own boss? And honestly, I've been there. The relationship between them two is very toxic. It's a toxic relationship. It's up and down and up and down. And I'm not going to elaborate to everything that I know, but it's a very toxic relationship. And that's why when I tweet stuff, I don't tweet often, but when I tweet, I may fire off 50 tweets in the day. And that's why when I tweeted certain things about the relationship, Tank retweeted it because he knows. I'm not just going to say what it is. It's a very toxic relationship. It's back and forth. And I think it will serve him best to go and be his own boss.
Adrian Bronner revealed that Gervonta Davis confided in him about his dissatisfaction with the support he received. Bronner stated that he couldn't disclose details until Davis chose to speak publicly. This revelation indicates that Davis may have felt uncomfortable with aspects of his career from its early stages. Such feelings of discontent can impact a fighter's performance and mental well-being, underscoring the importance of a supportive environment in professional sports.
No, I haven't talked to him about it, but we talked about it before. We talked about it a few times, but now that he is doing his own thing, I hope the best for him, and I hope he is big as the world. I don't care, I just want to do good.
He keeps alluding that there was something wrong there, that he wasn't happy with the support that he was getting. Is there something there from what he's saying, from what your relationship with him?
That's not really for me to come out and talk about. I'll wait until he's comfortable with saying and letting people know his business. But now that he's on his own, I hope it works.
Gervonta Davis has publicly disclosed his earnings from matchups, information that Floyd Mayweather had previously kept private. By revealing his financial details, Davis aims to assert his independence and transparency. This move challenges traditional norms in boxing, where financial matters are often kept confidential.
A lot of you guys are talking about what Gervonta Tank Davis said, talking about him pricing himself out, saying that he won 150 M's for his rematch with Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia, y'all want to know what I think about that whole video? It looks like Gervonta is on the outskirts. Listen, man, where everything is happening, dude, all these fights are being made over there. It just looks like Gervonta is on the outskirts looking for the perfect op. But at the same time, talking about how big of a brand he is, how much of a product he is, how much he's worth, 150 M's, you know what I mean? I get all that, but here's the thing. What I've been trying to say, us as boxing fans, we're very satisfied with the product we're getting. We get a lot of crazy matchups. And I'm going to tell you this again. The money isn't in the superstar, it's in the matchups. Case in point, Devin Haney, a product by himself, many people, it's proven that he's not a big pay-per-view star, right? But Devin versus Ryan Garcia is a big fight. Devin versus Teofimo Lopez is a big fight. You get what I'm saying?
In the aftermath of their separation, Gervonta Davis described Floyd Mayweather's behavior towards him as toxic. He implied that Mayweather's actions were detrimental to his personal and professional development. The term toxic suggests a harmful environment that hindered Davis's growth. Such characterizations can influence public perception and shed light on the challenges athletes face in managing professional relationships.
Like, I gotta do that.
A lot of people don't know that what Floyd do. He said.
So you feel like it was a sub, like he was subbing you, like, oh, like
he was going at me. He was going at me, and I knew for sure he was going at me. That's why I went at him. There's no reason for me to go at Floyd.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Cause I feel like y'all got, I would say love hate, but it's been like the last interview you showed them love. This week it was whatever. But is that sometimes like, you know, is it just like big bro, little bro seeing things different, or what is it to you?
No, Floyd don't never. He felt as though I'm at that point where as though I passed him. And I'm doing it at a young age. Wait, like when Floyd was 29, you'll see, bro.
Yeah.
That deal that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, that's a part of the
deal. He don't know about that yet. But that's bigger than his deal.
Damn. Wow.
And I'm just releasing
it.
It's
exclusive. That's exclusive. Bigger than Floyd deal?
Yeah.
Tank, don't cap, nigga. That's a lot of bread.
As tensions between Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis became increasingly public, media outlets and fans speculated about the underlying causes of their discord. Sean Porter commented on the situation, noting that the combination of personal allegations, financial disputes, and professional disagreements created a complex narrative that captivated the boxing community.
It's public knowledge that Tank and Mayweather have had issues. It's public knowledge that they're not in a contract anymore. And it's public knowledge that Tank has moved on and is trying to, for the sake of words, separate himself from the umbrella of being under Mayweather. But Mayweather was there. Mayweather was there. Why wasn't? No. It wasn't because you wasn't trying to take away from a moment. It was because you weren't sure what that moment was going to look like.
Analysts have debated the caliber of Gervonta Davis's opponents, suggesting that his promotional team may have strategically selected favorable fights. This approach could limit Davis's exposure to more formidable challenges, potentially hindering his development as a boxer. Critics argue that facing tougher opponents is essential for a fighter's growth and legitimacy.
Gervonta Tank Davis is one of the most overrated fighters in the sport of boxing right now, and not because of his skills, but because of his resume, and resume does matter. In my opinion, he's a victim of what I call Terrence Crawford syndrome, where you have a really bad promoter who only wants you to fight in promotion fighters who you know that they can 100% beat. If Tank Davis wants to be great, he's going to have to fight one of the other champions in the two divisions that he fights in, 135 pounds and 140 pounds. I'm going to list off all the champions in those divisions and tell you if I think he can beat them or not. So first we got the only other full champion in 135 pounds, Shakur Stevenson. If they fought, I think Tank has a good chance of maybe knocking him out in the later rounds. But if I had to bet my house on it, I would say Shakur Stevenson would beat him in a close decision, and it would end up probably being a boring fight. But I think Shakur has the skills to beat Tank Davis over a long 12-round fight. Now we have Subriel Matias, who's a scary Terminator-like fighter who gives up the early rounds to come on later and drown you in those later rounds. But he's very stiff, and he doesn't have very good footwork at all. I think Tank Davis will probably, box his face off for most of the 12 rounds. There might be some trouble in the late rounds, But if Tank can stay out of trouble, I think this is one of the few champions that he would beat, but I don't think he would fight him.
From the very beginning, Coach Calvin Ford has been a cornerstone in Gervonta Davis's boxing journey. Serving as his trainer and mentor, Ford's consistent guidance has been instrumental in shaping Davis into the formidable boxer he is today. Ford's influence extends beyond technical training, encompassing aspects of discipline, strategy, and mental fortitude.
Well-being as well as your boxing progress, who you have been invested with from the outset. Tank has been with Coach Calvin Ford since he was, I think 8 or 9, which is crazy. And the relationship that those two have is an enormous factor. Tank trusts Coach Calvin to give him the right advice, and that has been proven to be a good position, a good place to put your trust, because as of yet, he hasn't given any bad advice. He's very calm in the corner. He knows when to tell Tank to turn it up. He gives him understandable advice, and he gives him very simple advice in the corner.
Calvin Ford has remarked that their journey was crazy, but now his experience is gone, and Tank is over. This reflection suggests a sense of finality or transition in their professional relationship. Ford's comments may indicate changes in their dynamic or Davis's career direction. Such transitions are common in sports, where evolving circumstances necessitate shifts in mentorship and training approaches.
My journey's crazy. That's why I said, yo, you can't write this, man. You cannot write this. My experience being gone, and all the stuff that I went through, preparing me for where I'm at today. You know, that Tank is over. He had the lessons, getting his lessons of what he got to do, take us the rest of the way. And this is his take us the rest of the way fight.
Despite his success, opinions about Gervonta Davis's standing in the boxing world vary. Some critics argue that he is overrated by casual fans who may not fully grasp the sport's intricacies. Conversely, others believe he is underrated by boxing purists who recognize the depth of his skill set. This dichotomy reflects the subjective nature of sports evaluations and the varying criteria by which athletes are judged. Davis's career continues to be a topic of lively debate among fans and analysts.
He said Tank,
he's still on the air?
He said Tank is...
Hey, yo, they did Max Kellerman dirty for real, but go ahead, bro.
He said Tank is overrated by people that don't know boxing, and he's underrated by people that do know boxing. And what he
That's buzz.
What he meant by that
That's buzz.
that,
I agree with that.
What he meant by that is that if you don't know boxing, you don't know who Tank is.
Gervonta Davis has expressed disillusionment with the sport, referring to boxing as trash, and stating that he no longer cares about titles or accolades. This change of heart has led him to consider stepping away from the ring earlier than anticipated. Such sentiments highlight the pressures and challenges professional athletes face, including maintaining passion amidst adversity.
So realistically, how much longer do you see yourself being a fighter? How many more years you think?
It depends. I got some people I want to get.
Like who?
I don't want to say their names, but...
Just say yes or no. Haney?
Yes.
Lomachenko?
Yes.
Teofimo?
Yes. Not really so much Teofimo.
Not so much. Nah. How come?
Because it's like, I don't know. Just, he ain't really like... I mean, if the fight like prevents itself, then yeah. But other than that,
he's not on your list.
Yeah, it's not on my. He's not.
Kambosos? No. Is there anyone I'm missing, or is that it?
Yeah, but I don't want to say his name.
Shakur?
Yeah.
That's another one.
At a relatively young age, Gervonta Davis acknowledges the importance of mental health and the necessity of stepping back to focus on his well-being, even if it means leaving the sport he once loved. This recognition reflects a growing awareness among athletes about the significance of mental health. Davis's openness about his struggles may encourage others to prioritize their well-being and seek support when needed.
That's why I don't want to box no more. I want to do therapy, right? But I feel as though if I do therapy, it will lose the fire that I have inside me. I want everything out of me, Wes, so I don't never think about fighting again. I don't think about even getting angry, you know what I mean? Because I have 2 girls, 2 daughters. I'm wanting to be much softer, you know what I mean? Be more humble and things like that.
Shout out to Tank Davis saying that he's going to go to therapy because he wants to soften up for his daughters, and he wants to let go of the anger. And yes, although maybe the anger served him in his boxing career, it's not currently serving him now at the moment, being the father. So shout out for Tank Davis. That's a real man. A real man is willing to be gentle in a tough, cruel world, right? It doesn't take much for us to be angry in an angry world. It takes a lot of courage for us to soften up and shine our light, whereas we've been maybe in darkness our whole lives, or maybe our darkness got us to success, right? So like Tank Davis obviously became successful, put in the anger towards boxing, but now he's on this next level of life and stepping into his therapy era, which I love to see. So shout out to Tank Davis for stepping into your healing era. Let's go.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.